More details of the God of War live action series have dropped. We will be getting this. Will it be great though? And which version of God of War? I mean, I think we all know what that's going to be.
I will be honest with you, I didn't even know there was a live action TV series of God of War coming out. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess we'll see. This is Melanie Mack. After this video, please go to her channel, hit the like button on her video, and subscribe. After this video, though, don't do it now. We're going to react to her going over this in detail and see what she has to say.
Let's go ahead and dive into this video, guys. Now, my God of War history, I didn't even start God of War until God of War 3. That is the only God of War game that I had.
Oh, I've got you beat on that one. I've played them all.
From the old school stuff. And then with the new God of War, the last, well, I know we got Ragnarok, the one before that, just the God of War reboot, if you will. I didn't like it. I thought it was so overrated, and I actually get a lot of pushback about my
Oof, yeah, that's a bad take.
Opinions on God of War. I refused to play Ragnarok because I just did not like the other one. I tried so hard to get into it twice.
Twice, she says. Yeah, hard disagree on that one. I like Melanie. I watch a few of her videos every now and then. Good, strong follower of Jesus. Good person, you know, good personality and all that stuff. And easy on the eyes. But I don't disagree with... I disagree with many of her takes, I guess you could say. Not all of them. I mean, it's kind of 50-50 here and there. But I definitely disagree with this one. Those games were immaculate. They definitely switched it up. It was controversial at the time. But after 2016, I would say the overwhelming number of people loved it. And then returned for Ragnarok, which won Game of the Year.
Just could not do it. So let's go ahead. One of the reasons I just felt like the gameplay was repetitive. It just had too many problems that I have with a lot of modern day games that focus too much on the cinematic element and not enough on actual good gameplay. And
I heard that criticism a lot. Disagree on that too. No, I mean, the cinematics were woven in and out of the story very seamlessly. And for the amount of cinematics there was an incredible amount of gameplay. Maybe slightly repetitive, but only slightly. And then that was fixed in Ragnarok completely.
Before people take me out of context.
Mainly because of the bosses. Some of the bosses in 2016 became pretty repetitive.
And say I don't like cinematics. That's not true that I don't like cinematics. Now, I would rather have good gameplay than cinematics. I would rather have a good game with no cinematics at all than a game that focuses too much on cinematics. But I still like cinematics when done right. Look at Expedition 33. Phenomenal, right? We got a good amount of cinematics. It looked great, but that didn't take precedent over gameplay. The gameplay.
I think it's a matter of taste. I mean, if you're playing an RPG versus a first-person shooter, it's just a different style of game completely. If you're playing, you know, Modern Warfare, and you're playing online with other people, there's no cinematics. You don't even think about that stuff. It's a different style. Versus if you're playing Baldur's Gate, which has heavy dialogue and heavily RPG elements. You know, it just depends on what kind of game you're playing.
It was just
with that being said, though, the games with good cinematics, they do, of course, still need decent gameplay, of course.
Insane. So anyway, with a TV series, obviously, this is going to be a bit of a different situation. We don't have to worry about gameplay being good because there is none. But let's see what this says. It says new details on the live action God of War series. So season 1 is 10 episodes. Scripts are still being written. So it will adapt the Norse era games and focus on Kratos and Atreus.
Okay.
So Kratos and his son. This isn't going to be classic God of War for those who
first I'm hearing of any of this.
Would rather see classic God of War. I think personally, if you're going to ask me, I kind of mixed feelings on it because I think on one hand, I would love to see that more adrenaline pumping, gruesome, brutal old school God of War. But if they were to actually make a live action classic God of War, then they would also put in some of the degenerate stuff. People get mad at me when I speak out against stuff like that, but I just don't. I don't think that the porn is necessary. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's gross. I don't want it. If you want to watch something like that, I mean, what is that freaking Game of Thrones filled with so much of that porn, and it's like that's why I didn't watch it. I tried watching the first episode when it first dropped. I couldn't do it because I just can't do the porn. It's
That's fine. It's a fine take. Nothing wrong with that at all. Game of Thrones was great right up until season 5. Then it started to dip, and then season 8 was just a giant rip the balls off. But yeah, it had some rough adult scenes, and if you can't get past it or you don't want to see that, nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah,
it's gross. So inevitably they would feature that. Some people want that, but that is obviously, I'm a Christian, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
That's cool.
But I don't think that they had to go to the level they did with modern God of War. I do think that they did soften Kratos up quite a bit from his previous, more rambunctious and very high testosterone, brutal self.
That side of him certainly comes out, but everything about his character in the new games makes sense narrative-wise. That's how I would respond to that.
Right? So there is...
I mean, it's a progression of his character. Yeah, he isn't the same guy. There's similarities, of course, but he's grown as a character, and he has different values now, especially with Atreus being a part of his life.
It is a huge shift, and I understand how classic God of War fans, which I wouldn't consider myself a fan, I just had 3 and I played it and I had fun with it, but I never was a huge God of War fan per se.
I loved every bit of them. I started the first game, and when I played the first game, I was like in middle school, and I'll never forget it. It was a Saturday. We went to Blockbuster, rented the game. I played it. It was the first game I played, hand on heart, first game I played. The moment I turned it on to the moment I turned it off, I beat it non-stop. I'm talking about like 15, 16 hours of just never. I was so enraptured with it, and the next morning I finished it. It was Sunday morning, and I pulled this like, oh, I'm sick, I can't go to church, and then I went to bed. Man, I loved it. And I played the hell out of all the side games, the Chains of Olympus, all that stuff. Oh, the new ones are definitely a switch up. They're not hack and slash the way the old ones were, that's for sure. Did you guys know that for most of the people watching YouTube videos, only a small percentage of those people are actually subscribed to those channels? But subscribing is really quick and easy. All you have to do is first to make a YouTube account, which is free, and then after that, go down to the video that you're watching, hit the like button, which goes a long way in helping out the algorithm, and then go over and hit the subscribe button. After you've hit the subscribe button, click the drop down arrow and click the option that says all, so that can notify you whenever a new video from this creator has dropped. Subscribing is free, and making a YouTube account is also free. It allows you to keep up with all of your favorite content creators, and of course it goes a long way in helping out my channel, and I really do appreciate it. So with all of that being said, back to the video. But I love those games too, though. I think they did it right. I think they paid great homage to it.
But I can understand why classic fans don't like the tone shift in classic God of War versus modern God of War, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So the game director Cory Barlog is actively involved. Filming may begin in 2026 at the earliest. Okay, so this might be a very long time coming. So we will see what happens with that. Let's see what some of the comments say. God of War's showrunner Ronald D. Moore said he hasn't played the game. I'm not a gamer. This is a huge red flag. I mean, sadly, this is kind of industry standard, and a lot of these companies that are making live action adaptations of video games, like a lot of the directors and stuff, they don't want their actors playing the games. Because look at what happened with Henry Cavill. He got a ton of pushback with The Witcher, and because he actually wanted the series to be accurate to the games, because he was a big fan of the games, and so they didn't like that. And so they even told Pedro Pascal when he was playing for The Last of Us, they were like, don't play the games, we don't want you to play the games, because they didn't want any pushback or any creative differences or anything like that, because they were going to take their differences in the source material and they didn't want the actors to push back against that. I think that when it comes to any sort of live action stuff, when it comes to video games, like, I'm going to be honest, I don't like to see live action stories that just retell the same story. It's one reason why I just didn't like The Last of Us TV show, because I felt like it just told the same story, and the game already did better at the story. This is for the most part. If you already have a game that's popular, but his Greek gods games is way better and more interesting to me, yeah, just let him fight some Greek gods. Like,
Triple H as Kratos, he looks just like him and it would be great. The problem is Triple H can't act worth a crap.
The perfect guy to play Kratos. I think that could work. Bruh, nah, do the first 3 games you need that weigh on Kratos before this one.
It depends how they do it. That's interesting. I was thinking that too. If they provide flashbacks, they may be able to make it work. But it is true that those first 3 games really do lay the foundation for the dynamic between Kratos and Atreus and into the Norse setting. And it would be a massive commitment. You'd have to commit effectively 3 seasons of television at least. And then it would be even more difficult because the battles are so bombastic and just large scale and insane. We don't get a lot of Greek stuff though. Not recently. We have gotten some decent Norse stuff here and there. Not a lot of Greek stuff, so that would be a plus. But it would be a lot. And then by season 4, you would have to recast, essentially, everyone and switch gears dramatically. So it's a risk. It's a risk just starting with the Norse story. They can do it, but it's going to take some good writing.
That says, why jump half of Kratos' story when a full season or 2 can contain that? Setting for flashbacks isn't how you do this.
It depends if they do it well or not. I mean, they could make it work, but it has to be handled with great care.
I think we're just ignoring these at this point.
That guy doesn't understand anything. No, not true at all. The last 2 games paid incredible homage to this. You don't have the last 2 games without this.
Somebody says the trilogy. The only correct casting will be Christopher Judge. I speak for everyone when I say we have Norse god of war fatigue. All we wanted was Greek mythology again.
No, you don't speak for everyone.
I think that's
I disagree.
fair.
No, I don't.
The kid is going to look like Kratos by the time this is out. Can't wait to see the casting, though. That's kind of hilarious. Well, I don't think... Jason Momoa as Kratos... I love Jason Momoa, but I'm not sure.
No, that's gay. I disagree. I disagree with most of this. Yeah.
To make the fans happy or upset. What are they going to do with that? That is what I am curious to see, because...
Interesting. I think I'm going to start following this because I'm a massive God of War fan. Massive. On my other channel, WaywardGames, I have a whole Let's Play dedicated to both games. Massive. And I have played all the other God of War games too. So with the director of the games involved, that gives me hope because he seemed to really know what he's doing. And he crafted an amazing story. But how much control does he have? And the showrunner, if the showrunner doesn't even play video games, is unwilling to play these games, that's going to be a big red flag. But we'll see. It looks like, wait for a trailer, wait for stuff to come out, wait for more news. Glad this is on my radar now. Guys, what do you think? Have you played God of War 2016 and God of War Ragnarok? Or have you only played the original games, the hack and slash games? What did you think of them? What did you think about the recent games? Do you think if they make a TV show starting it in the Norse land of mythology that's a good choice? Or do you think they should start at the beginning? I'd love to know your thoughts, and please let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Really do appreciate it. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time.